Well, I think I'm live, hopefully. Yeah, that looks about right. So, basically, I went to Nikky Nook again today to see whether or not I could capture the Isle of Man. And just going to be putting a little video together of what I actually saw, etc., etc. Obviously, this is me at the top of the hill. Captured a bit of wildlife as well whilst I was doing all this stuff on the way up, and yeah, it was pretty cool actually. I did enjoy it. Got some images to show as well. What's going on over here? Well, oh, you are both live again. Who else is live? Who's live? Somebody else live? Sorry, I hadn't realised somebody had gone live. Over on this side, Jose, I'm just going to be showing some images that I took on the way up to do an observation from Nikky Nook. Basically, I'm just going to be putting the video together. If you can guess what this is, can anyone guess what this is? Oh, funny stuff. Sorry for the confusion. Right, okay. Well, if anyone can... It is a squirrel's ass. Bloody hell, Jose. How many times have you looked at a squirrel's ass to know that? Like, seriously. Oh, P1000 power, eh? Funny things. And the reason I actually filmed that was because as I was doing the video, this is some of the imagery that I actually took. I might actually just play a little bit of this actually. Obviously, this was a stream on the way up, and you know, just taking a few images on the way up. And I saw this bloody squirrel, and it was hiding from me. Here he is. Here's the little bugger. Oh, there we go. He's building a nest. Hang on. I don't know what happened there. Full screen. Come on, play. It's buffering quite a lot, actually, isn't it? Yeah, it says buffering whilst it's doing the preview, so I might have to show you that in a minute. It's when it's finished that, but yeah, essentially the squirrel was up there, cute little thing, and obviously it's building its little nest. It's got this sort of foliage in its mouth, staring at me, and then it showed me its arse. It wouldn't show me anymore. Oh, funny stuff. Here we had a lake with a nice mirror image underneath it. Pretty cool.
Well, it's January the 1st, 2019, and I'm at the top of Nikky Nook again. Unfortunately, even though the sun's out and it's an absolutely beautiful day, the haze right now is holding any kind of observations back. You can't see anything. Really so hazy. I'll show you the stone at the top of Nikky Nook, which is just there. And for instance, when we look over in this direction, you can just get an idea of how murky it is. So, I've not been resting on my laurels. I thought it might be a nice day at the top here. Me a good half an hour to get here and a half an hour walk up, but I'll say it's just one of those things. Sometimes you can see far and sometimes you can't. So normally in this direction we're looking at the Isle of Man, but not today. Still, it's been a nice walk up anyway. So, might as well take this opportunity to wish everyone a happy new year. And I'll see you all again in the next one.
Actually, before I play any more of that, I'm just going to show you a few images that I took today because they're absolutely brilliant. So here we are in the photographs, and that was obviously a video. Here we have a nice image, hazy image. There's Blackpool Tower. Believe it or not, Blackpool Tower is only 14 miles away, but look how hazed out it is. I mean, you can't see anything. You can't see the ocean behind it. Nothing. It's really weird. I mean, I have a theory about what's going on. I might get to talk about that in a minute on the video, so just bear with me and you'll hear that. But yeah, I mean, I took some fabulous images all around. I mean, look at this for a beautiful image. Just look at that, the reflection in the pond. And then I was trying to get some arty kind of images on the way back down again, and I probably spent longer than I should have done doing all this stuff, but it was a nice day, and I just thought, you know what, it's a beautiful place to do all this kind of stuff. I was trying to get the sun in the right location for different kind of shots. In a minute you'll see some really cool images. Oh yeah, pheasant. Here we had two pheasants actually, and they were together. I just creeped up on them and was able to capture a few images of them. And when they saw me, they scarpered quick. Here they are. They tuck tailing and running now, and they disappear. I mean, it's weird. The 1 minute you could see them, and the next they were just gone completely. I mean, they have a good evasive skill set. Let's put it that way. Here I was trying to focus on this leaf, and I was trying to get that in focus. I tried several different techniques. I wasn't able to do it, so I gave up in the end. Here we have just a nice looking, unique kind of tree. And basically I'm going to use some of these, you know, these images as like stock images for putting thumbnails together and such and the like. Here we had a pathway leading up. The sun's obviously coming through just ever so slightly here. Get some really cool images in a minute though. Really cool. Here we just had a long windy path. If I zoom in, you'll probably get to see just how this effect worked. Here we have some images of the stream. Another weird looking tree. It had no foliage on it. Well, none of them had foliage on, but this was just a white tree. It was really weird. Had like no bark on it or anything like that. See more images of the river as I'm trying to capture just that one shot. But yeah, this is pretty cool. This is looking up at a different track with trees on each side. And what I'm experimenting here by lowering the center of the image. So on each of these individual shots, you'll see that the path is a little bit higher. And basically, I'm just trying to get the right kind of shot for future stuff, because there's a lot of beautiful architecture and things around the UK, and this is like a really old feature. It's more like a I don't know, some kind of pond or something, or some kind of, it's a feature anyway. And you can see it looks like it's got a little bit of a water hole there. I'll just scroll in. It's like obviously water comes in or goes out there. But it was just on its own in the middle of nowhere, neglected, with all this moss and everything around it. Here we have some shots coming through the trees. An old tree that's just dilapidated there. One that's uprooted with all its roots hanging out. Just lots of interesting images around this place. These are a series of cool images, I have to admit. I was trying to get the effect of the sun sort of half in, half out behind the trees, and give it this black and white effect. And I think it worked quite well, because the only part of the green that we get is just here. But the image itself, I think, is just the kind of image that I was looking to get. Series of different shots here. Obviously, this one I've gone too far across, got all of the sun that's kind of blinding everything out. Here we come. Oh yeah, this is awesome, this tree. Just look at this tree. For a beautiful tree. I mean, as soon as I saw this tree, I was like, yeah, I need to focus on this, because it looks spectacular. I mean, it's just got these weird hand shapes all over it. It looks nothing like this one behind, which is how you'd normally expect to see a tree. But this one just looks creepy. It looks creepy. And what with this haze in the background, which was really cool, I was able to get a nice church image in the back in a few images shot from now, and you'll see, just absolutely brilliant. I think this black and white effect as well is pretty good. Obviously, we've got a bit of green going on here, but the mood sort of thing with these images is just great. That's a cool image. Really cool image. And basically, I'm hiding behind a wall now, so I'm going up and down, and I'm trying to get into just the perfect line of sight to get a good shot. And it was just fun to do this. Here we had just a massive tree. I mean, this tree must have been 60 feet tall. It was far bigger than any of the others nearby. It was just worth capturing. Here we had like some kind of Wendy house that was hidden behind a bush. Here we have some sheep, which I thought was quite funny. Wait till you see this one in a minute. Look at this. I've always wanted my own little 3 sheep looking at me in an image, and I think this is just excellent. Because here we have conspiracy cats, we have Simon Dan, and we have Reg Rhetoric. And we have all 3 of them. Oh, just really cool. Just to get them all in line was pretty good as well. This is sort of like some kind of building here. It's a fancy building. It's obviously a Victorian sort of house. And this is like a pathway up to it. Here we had a water feature. Again, which was really cool. It looks like it's got some kind of snakes or something. Or is it fish? No, it's some kind of fish hanging off the side. There's its mouth. There's its eye. It's definitely some kind of fish. Just really nice architecture. Let's see, what else did we get? So I've got another image of that. That's the house in question. You see, it's probably quite an old house, I would imagine, probably Victorian. Here I just took some images of some logs. I don't know why. I just thought they looked quite cool, just all stacked up by themselves, just like that. I thought, oh, I'll take a few images of that. You never know when you're going to need them. Here's like, I don't know, just like a dump, basically, of thrown out wood and bramble. Looks like they're going to do a bonfire or something. This was this bloody squirrel. I tried to capture it. Again, it's showing me its arse. It's determined not to show me its face. Oh yeah, here we go. Here, this is really cool. These are one of my favorite images. I'm just going to scroll to the ones that I actually really like. So, I mean, look at this. Look at that for a beautiful image of this church with the haze in the background and different layers of like hills in the background going up to these pylons in the background, and then it's all just blurred out. It's just a beautiful image. Here we have with some birds flying by. Pylon in the background, pylon here. Just all adds to the trippiness of it. Just excellent. But I definitely think I've got an eye for this kind of stuff. Here I am again experimenting. So what I'm doing here is I'm just going, I've put my center of frame is around about where my cursor is right now. And then basically as I go through the series of images, I'm lowering the camera down so that I'm seeing more of the ground. And eventually I'll get to a point where I think, okay, so essentially we need to have this as like the template for taking images in the future or something like that. This was a cool image. This is one tree in the foreground. It's giving like, it's like got two big thick branches on it. And I'm basically looking through the center of it. And because it's out of focus, it looks trippy. I say out of focus in the background. In the foreground, it's all in focus. And then we've got a little bit to the side, a little bit to the side. And then we're looking through the center of it. And we're looking at these things in the background, these trees in the background that are out of focus. I just thought it was really, just a really nice way of presenting this tree. Thumbs up if you agree, by the way, because if you don't like the images, I mean, I'll definitely consider doing things differently in the next set. And here we just had a couple of doors that I thought were kind of unique, really old, like old oak doors that are on this entranceway to this house. I've got one on each side. Here I'm just experimenting with the sun behind it. Here we had a branch that had fallen down on this tree, and it's got lodged halfway down, and it's like the tree's holding it up with its arms. Looks like it's carrying its sibling or son or daughter or something like that, you know. Just looks like it's holding it in its arms. And it's kind of like, I don't know, I suppose it's got some kind of religious connotations to it, I would have thought, but I just thought that this was kind of a trippy way of expressing, you know, that kind of thing. The tree died and the big tree is carrying it in some respects. Obviously this was down at the boating lake. We've got the mirror image on the actual lake, not in the atmosphere. And here's another one. Obviously we've got the ducks that have been moving from left to right, and you can see the trail. If I scroll in over here, you can see where the ducks have been. You can actually follow their trail. Look at this white trail that leads across. I mean, this duck must have been trapping to do that, to leave that kind of watermark across there. And I'm not sure how many more we've got. Definitely got a few. Obviously here was just some logs cut up. Thought it was different. This was kind of cool. No access, tree felling in progress, and the actual sign is on the floor. I mean, it's kind of ironic, really, if you think about it. And that's all the imageries that I took today. So does anybody like any of the images? Is there anything that anybody particularly liked? The boating lake is really calm. Yeah, it sure is. So let's give a few shout outs. Who else have we got? Chocky, Racer, Defund, NASA. Nice to see you all in. Ali B, My View 1875. Okay. I'll do. Good Times for all. Nice to see you all in, guys. I'll go through those images again in a minute. If anybody wants to see any or take a screenshot, I'd be more than happy to do that for you. Ryan, nice to see you in. Sandra, again, nice to see you in. Everybody, if I've missed anybody, apologise. The church, you want it. You want the church. Let's have a look. Let's see. Let's go back to the church. Let's see what that one is. So there was a few favourites of mine, definitely. I mean, this was pretty cool. That's a pretty ace shot as well. So if you're actually taking screenshots, I suggest you do it now. There's the boating lake one. There's the tree holding its baby. I mean, come on. Does anybody like this image? I mean, come on. Is this not artistic in any way, shape, or form? I mean, I love this image, I have to admit. But if nobody likes this, I won't do any more images like this. A. McKinsky, hello, nice to see you in. Paul Keeling, nice to see you in. Can I have one showing curve, please? I'm trying to find the curve. I really am, honestly. I went out today looking for it, but unfortunately the weather wasn't that cool, wasn't that great. So we got a few of the church, to be fair. We got this one. I think the best one's probably the one with the birds flying by. And if anybody wants this image, just let me know and I'll email it to you. So you can email me if you want to email me at ranty@rantyflatearth.com. And there's any of these images that you actually want, maybe you want to make something of them, I'll send you them in an email so you can have them in the format that I actually took the images in. Obviously, this is more of a moody shot without the actual birds in. Darker one. We've got some of the trees as well, so some of the favourite ones. Let me find some of them. Oh yeah, some of these ones are some of my favourite as well. If anybody wants any of these, just let me know. And oh, this is a pretty cool one as well. If anybody wants any of this, so anybody wants any of these images, let me know, and I'll I'll send them over to you in an email. Ranty@rantyflatearth.com. If you don't have an email, leave a comment and tell me that you want me to upload it to my Google Drive, and I'll upload it to Google Drive. I'll leave a link in the comment that and I'll respond to it, and then you can download the image from there. So going on to the stuff that
just one extra thing. I'll tag this onto the video that I've just made, but as you can see how beautiful the weather is right now. The sun's out, it's beautiful, but the as I say, the visibility is very, very poor. And something I've been following, which is after the full moon, you know, a day or 2 days after the full moon, we tend to see much clearer, you know, we get much clearer weather, we can see much further. So like right now when we're seeing all this haze here and we can't see very far because the haze is blocking everything out, I'm going to come back here either the day after or the day after the day after the full moon, and I will come back up here and I'll film, and we'll be looking at these locations over here, and we'll just compare to see whether or not the visibility is any better. It is my assertion that it will be, because it has been for the past 10 months or so. So let's see if that continues. I suspect it will. So hopefully the next time I come back here, I should be releasing a video the day after or the day after the full moon, and we should see the Isle of Man again. So let's see how that pans out. And just to give us some kind of baseline as to where we are, there's the top of Nikky Nook, the post at the top, and as I pan around, I'm just at this wall here. There's actually a big rock here. But I'm going to look over at Blackpool Tower, hopefully. So that's an idea for the clarity. And we'll put this theory to the test.
P1000 power. So yeah, so I mean, essentially, I've been up today, and unfortunately, we didn't get to see anything. It's just the way it was. Where are we? So going back to here. So unfortunately, when we was up there, we didn't get to see very much. I have a theory, like I said, that after the full moon, the clarity of the air itself is just so much clearer. I don't know why. You know, we can all speculate as to why. For instance, obviously, this is from the top. I should have an image of Blackpool Tower in a minute. There we go. So this is looking at Blackpool Tower today. I mean, it's so hazy, and yet the day itself was really clear. You know, for instance, on some of the other images on the videos that you've just seen how clear it was. And yeah, it's I think there's something to do with the moon and its phase when it goes around, and it's full moon. Something happens at the full moon, and then the next day and the day after, the weather is really clear. I mean, when I first set off to go and do this observation today, it was me walking out and the sky's blue. We've got blue skies, we've got the sun out. It's a new year, obviously, 1st of January, and you go out and you think, wow, beautiful day, okay, let's go up and see what we can see. But as per usual, you know, this isn't, I suppose it's not unexpected. I should have probably assumed that this was what was going to happen, but this is what happens. You know, there is shit in the air, and there's a lot of shit in the air, and it seems to build up and build up and build up till it comes to the full moon. And I mean, just look at this. Look, you can't make out these hills in the background. Now, I've filmed these before from this location, and we've seen these when we saw the Isle of Man. So it's just shit in the air. And I actually feel that after the next full moon, whenever that's going to be, I'll go up either the next day or the day after, and I'll release the video. I might even do a live stream from up there, and I'm going to say it now. I'm going to say that the clarity is going to be exceptionally better than what this is. So if this is a 2 out of 10, I'm going to say the clarity is going to be at least an 8 out of 10 next time I go up. And that will either be the day after or the day after the day after of the full moon. So let's see whether or not that actually comes to fruition. Let's do a few more shout outs. Who else do we have in? Stephen Crumley, nice to see you in. Rob Wiggles. Okay, so Rob Wiggles, maybe the full moon crop dusts the sky when it goes by. Good grief, I honestly have no idea. I just don't know. All I know is that when I've been filming essentially every single day now for the past 10 months. And it's always the day after, or the day after the full moon. The clarity of the air has always been superb. So it doesn't always mean that we're always going to get flat earth proof, because quite often, a few times, we've had an inferior mirage over the water. However, when you're looking at mountains in the distance, for instance, the clarity of the mountains in the distance are really, really good. I mean, you can zoom in on a mountain range that's 25, 30 miles away, and you can see it crisp and clear because you're looking, you know, you're not going over water, you're just looking directly at it. So when I'm saying that the air is much clearer, it is essentially so much clearer. I know other people have actually, that I've spoken to, have actually been noticing the same thing as well. So I've been speaking with them about this, and they've been following it, and you know, they seem to have that same, oh wow, that's really weird. You know, the first time it's really weird, the second time it's, you know, and after 10 months now, you know, this is kind of like every single time. So I'm kind of hoping now that when I do the next one, it works out, because if it doesn't, I'm going to look a complete dirk. But yeah, so it has been for the past 10 months. Globebusters, nice to see you in, Bob. And we'll just see what happens. We'll see, you know, the next time I go up, obviously, you know, I suppose I sort of chanced it today thinking, yeah, we're going to see some really great weather. Sun's out, sky's blue, bound to be clear up there. Nothing could be further from the truth. Maybe I should check. Let's go to Google and check for the moon phases. 2019 now. 2019. And let's see when the next full moon is. Okay, so the full moon, the next full moon, we have a new moon on the 6th of January. So the next full moon is going to be January the 21st. That's quite a way away. So, yeah, we're looking at probably the 22nd or the 23rd. And we're going to get some really good clarity, which means that if I'm correct in this, if I go to my S drive, that will be the 24th of December would have been the air clarity. So we had the inferior mirage, but did we get anywhere where I'm looking at the mountains? Just bear with me. Just let's see. The air clarity is always so much clearer after the full moon. There you go. There's me talking about it again. I'm sure that I do actually film in on the mountains at some point. Well, you can actually see it here. You know, the actual ridges on the mountains are so much clearer. Let's go back to this video. We've got the inferior mirage. So obviously it was clear enough, but we had this inferior mirage. And yet, oh, here we go. Yeah, I do. So watch this. So this was just after the full moon, right? And when I'm saying look at the clarity of the air, this is exactly what I mean by let's look at the clarity of the air. I mean, you can make out these mountain ranges. You can see every crevasse of these mountain ranges as he winds down. Literally, you can see it. It's not a figment of my imagination. This is really clear imagery of these mountains. And these mountains are some 30, 35 miles away. I mean, look at it. The clarity is exceptional. You can see every single crevasse here, ditch, every kind of ditch, everything. You can see this mountain comes down here, down here. Okay, we had a massive inferior mirage going off over the water, but the air clarity itself, the air clarity above that shitty air, water air, was fantastic. Look at this for the clarity of the ridges and everything. Each individual field marked off. You know, the ridges down here on the mountain, everything is so sharp. And this was just after the full moon again. This was on the 24th of December. You probably hear me talking about it in this video, so let me just wind it back and let's see if I do start talking about it. I'm sure I do. So let's just put that up a bit and play it. If we look over at some of the mountain ranges over here, for instance, you have a good line of sight of them. You know, you're not encountering any of this atmospherics. You know, the dirty air kind of thing. It's clean air, very clean air. You can see for a very, very long way. And if there hadn't been that inferior mirage, you know, it would have been an excellent day for observations. But what's really
made me come.
And look at that. I mean, just look at that. Just look at this. You don't normally get to see that kind of clarity in this location. It's very rare. It's only after the full moon that you get to see it like this. So it was borne out on this particular observation, you know, and I am absolutely positive it will be borne out on the next one. But we'll, you know, I'm always there to fail, so to speak. Roger MC, crevasses are being observed. Yes, they are indeed. There's lots of things that are missing in the inferior mirage, and let's see what's right. So Ryan, okay, so you want the church? Nice one. Send me an email. Ali B, can you have one showing curve? That might be a little difficult. I'll be honest with you there. Look at the V tree again. It looks like Rumpus falling over on his arse. Okay, I will have a look back at that. Which Adobe suite are you using? I'm not, Ian. I used to use Adobe on my old PC, but it wasn't a proper copy. So I'm just having to make do with what I've got at the moment. Should cook pancakes and stuff. I think it could work. Right, okay. Yeah, I mean, I can show you the tree again if you think it looks like Rumpus's arse. Let's have a look. See, have a look. See which way did we go? That'll be this way. So perhaps you can direct me to which part you think is Rumpus's arse. Let's have a look. See. I'm surprised none of you guys actually like the ones with the trees and the sun shining through it. These ones, I thought these ones were quite a nice image, but yeah, I suppose everyone's got different tastes. You know, just the way it is, I suppose. Horses for courses and all that. Okay, so let's get back to the V-shaped tree. Oh, look. Here we have Conspiracy Cat, Simon, Dan, and Red's Rhetoric, all three of them. Bah! Right, come on, tree. Where are you? Yeah, this church one there is pretty ace. Anyway, I digress. Let's get to the tree. Oh, here we go. So, right, Rumpus's arse, right. I can see where you're going there, but yeah, just the thought of that isn't great, actually. Yeah, might not want to publish that as a Rumpus. I thought the squirrel one would have been more suitable for that. Oh, dear me. You guys crack me up. The tree trunks are his legs in the air. The tree trunks are his legs in the air. Okay. Oh, dear me. There must be a lot of memes going to be created from the sheep images. Oh, man, yeah. I mean, I couldn't believe... I actually had to... They were there grazing, and I got in line between the three of them, and I'm kicking the fence to try and make them look. Anyway, so they wouldn't look. So I ended up screaming at them, and they all instantly looked. All three of them just turned their head, looked at me, and got the shot, which was pretty cool. Harassing the sheep. Oh, yes. Yes. So anyway, so yeah, I'm building the video. I'll probably release it later on today, but basically it's just, you've heard most of it. It's just me putting it out there basically and saying, okay, this is what I saw today. The next time I come up, which will be after the full moon, I suspect we're going to see a long way. with a much clearer day. And I suspect that the full moon, well, after the full moon, we're going to get this really clear day. And that's my whole point of the video, I should think. And obviously it's set up to fail. And if it fails, hey, you know, we're flat earthers at the end of the day. These things happen. But after 10 months of seeing this regular after the full moon, I have, you know, I'm not too worried that the next time I'm going up, I'm not going to actually see the Isle of Man. I do actually think I will. Obviously, it'll be January, so, you know, you can never be too sure because you might get a massive inferior mirage that blocks everything out. But I suspect the clarity of the air will be obviously an awful lot better. So I just thought I'd share it with you anyway. I just thought I'd share you some of the images that I did, because quite often a lot of this stuff doesn't get showed. So I have tens of thousands of images that have never seen the light of day, and I suppose it's just nice to show them off now and again. So if you like the photography, if you actually like photographs and you actually want to have any of these images, like I say, hit me up on ranty@rantyflatearth.com, and I will email you the said images that you want. If you don't have an email address or you don't want to provide an email address, leave a comment after this live stream finishes, and I will upload that particular image to my Google Drive, and I will get a shareable link and I will paste it in a comment reply to you, and then you can just click the link and download the image direct from my Google Drive. So, you know, if you want those images, they're there for you guys. If you, you know, if you think that you could make use of them. So I'm going to knock this stream on the head. It's been nice speaking to you guys. Do appreciate everybody stopping by again. Happy New Year to everybody. And yeah, I mean, the next time I go and do an observation, maybe I should do this again. Maybe I should show you all the stuff that I've been up to and the images that I've captured as I go along. So again, as I say, Happy New Year. Hope everyone's well, not too hungover, and I will see you again in the next hangout for sure. Take care and keep it flat.